Please tell us your name.
Phuntsok
Topchu.
His Holiness the Dalai Lama asked us to record your experience so that we can share your memories with many generations of Tibetans, the Chinese, and the rest of the world. Your memories will help us to document the true history, culture, and beliefs of the Tibetan people. Do you give your permission for the Tibet Oral History Project to use this interview?
Konsachogi kala pebanashi manzu parin galagi mizi nyamnyongu chumbati any logu dunzu tisu chigi yorela and logu dunzu na any pemi mira mambota gya miri any hapa to zambulengi mi manki pegi logu gerap ta rishu muyu kari yimedi any kendo yungure tering pegi ngagun gerap legu laya tiwa tile nangba di peju tanya la chokchen nangirel.
No.
Of course.
Of course. Thank you for offering to share your story with us. During this interview, if you wish to take a break or stop at any time, please let me know. If you do not wish to answer a question or talk about something, let me know.
Yan tiwa kashe la len kyundu mena len ma gyune digi yorel.
Okay. If this interview were shown in Tibet or China or anywhere in the world, would this be a problem for you?
Kesi tharin tiwa tilen cheba de pyo gyana zamling kabala tembe yenege gyana la kange tegi rivela. No.
We are honored to record your story and appreciate your participation in this project.
Gyala ge lugu tiwa tilen che ani tharin nang badila ya gabu chungs.
Gela, please tell me, where were you born and what did your family do for a living?
Gyala chungyu di ming la kare inal.
Zokong.
It's called Zokong. Ani gyala ge nami pele shupe kabla ya chale kare nangi yona.
Leka da remember no lo yesi de nyore. Mesete member tane. Indo ngondi da ire. Iba uyoli, roba uyoli. Tini ta zundo. Ti hili chetmase. Hai. Lo chunse.
So my family were farmers as well as nomads, and I lived in a monastery for 4 years.
How many people were in your family, Gela, and where were you in that order of children?
Gela gi nangmi nangsana la nangmi kazu tiyo inal.
Nami gosi jere.
Tapugu nane Gela chijung kadi inal.
Tangane pupi jere le chenda ji. Masa gosi jere. Almost.
There were 9 members in my family and 4 brothers, and I was among the older ones.
And what you mentioned that you became a monk. At what age did you become a monk?
Gyala gombe nalia tabasuya di konglo katsu suina.
Lochu yizi de yisare. Didi mezamani.
I was about 14 years old when I became a monk.
And before you became a monk, can you tell us what was life like growing up in your community, on your farm?
The Gela konglo chupshi la gomba nal pape rwala. Dinge la susu lungba la shu de rwala. And lungba la shu pe kabla ne the mitsi khande da bu jore bugu chinju kabla ya.
Chinju gari da chunju tinan soje rondore. So ne ndaya yore relu yore. Ihal pa pajunda tenda yore.
So when I was younger, I used to help herd the animals, which included deer, yak, goats, sheep, and also cows.
And was your childhood an enjoyable one or a difficult one? Can you talk to us a little bit about it?
아니 갤라기 공루 춘주이 메이크업기 메시지 요르와라 디 기부 중요나 야 강엔 첨부지 중요나 간디더부지 중요도라
아들이 시벌어 그래다 에서는 강남이 지기야
I should say it was somewhat a happy childhood because there was enough to eat.
And was there enough to eat because your family were well off, or were they average income? What was the economic circumstances?
Aulagi nanchang yorwala nanchang di tha chuga thangla re jinga thangla ina ya kyo thangla ligi yona lungbe nala
number no basically short on that.
So in our village, my family was among the richer families.
And did you go to any local monasteries and what for services, for prayers, for festivals, and can you tell us about that?
Tanda chunju imbe kablarwa tabama suingegi kableya ani gyala nabatso de nangmi changma gombala ching dinde da tujin jago dinde la phe dinde chigirwel
dinde mar geba tari sibu lo chunju ti ndo ma sai dinde ya ndo ma geba es tari bo laden lani sonsi jago
ale
dinde ta ni ma chi le le dinde tari mo lo chunju ndo ma ti
the monastery
ne geba no tishi da do godo da dinde mo re te tenen dore muso nam sama de dinde
the monastery was very far away, and the youngsters did not go to the monastery, because one had to cross over like 2 to 3 passes, of course, but you would reach the monastery in one day, but very few people went.
What was the name of that monastery, Gela?
Gomba de Ming Karina Gela.
Gomba de Kozogun.
La.
Kozogun.
It was called Kozogun.
And so, how did you happen to become a monk at 14? If you were so far away from the local monastery, what influenced you, or how did that happen?
Gela konglu chupshi indu gane chabasyo wala. Ta gomba dinje tharin budu wala nangne. Eni gela khandi chini chabasyo re.
Ta jere de chabasyo ji zorje mo paile. Puchi di peji takare kuni ni so saya tani re soma zorje.
Many boys became monks in my region, in families who had 2 or 3 sons, except for one, the rest went and joined the monastery.
Except for one in your family, the rest became. And what was the reason why boys became monks?
And po dinde mangbo kharcheni thabasugi na.
That's a little that you like mare. Didn't have the Japanese study.
Taba kharcheni sugi na. Taba kharcheni sugi re po mangbo dinde.
Yeah.
Because to become monks was considered good. So in every family there were at least 2 or 3 monks.
So how did your family manage the farm and the animals if 3 out of 4 brothers became monks?
The mizan chignang ya chashabina shinga jige yorwa semje mangbo yorwa doksa kidorwa dinde indu gane ta mizan chignalia ta punyi sum chabasyo yina ani ta mizan kale yungmarwe lega chinge
dene mo ba ne dene popinire sa tenda dere simesi tol
ale ta dinde chigirwala 다 잡아 망부 수기로 와라 부 잡아 망부 수잖아 다 나라야 신가 요리 샘제 요리 다 내가 망부 요와 내가 망부 이디가네 부고 잡아 수잖아 나라 내가 칭에 요 마로와
대박을 또 기디디디 너는 내가 지금 리게
아니 잡아둔 좀 나라 되게 요래
난 근데 디지 그만 디지만 마 하나 또 말해 야 그만은 다 소치들은 나래에서 나래에서 먼저 가만 끼어장아서 가만 니가 그서 먼저 땡땡땡땡이로래 치치치치치치는 더다 가면 이해돼 나래에서만 좋아요 말해 만치선데 구도선데 땡땡땡땡 소치를 미래를 야 땡땡땡이로래.
So in Tibet, when someone became a monk, he did not live permanently in the monastery, but he stayed home, and whenever there were festivals or prayer assemblies, then he went to attend at the monastery and then stayed there for 10 to 15 days and then returned home. So he could, help also in the house.
I see. And did you choose to become a monk? Or was that a suggestion by your parents?
아니 gyala tabasöya di gyala rangi döba yöne söina ya pamegi söina.
대로 주저를 되는 충전에 내가 잡으서 카카서로 놔야 되네. 바바고 잡아야지 놔야 되네. 뭐그 내가 이래.
So even from a very young age, the parents would tell us, that you would become a monk, and that's why, it was understood, and I wanted to become a monk.
And when you went home to help your family, did you still dress as a monk? Did you still keep your head shaven? How would people know you were a monk when you were back with your family?
gyala gombala tabasöru wala ya susu nangla phage lo chogidu wala kan nangla pha lo du gane susu gi taje di chogire ya taje ma khöni 미겨 포모기 미겨게 남사 초초고요.
때 라산도 많이 뭐 기는 뭐도 뭐 무슨 폼 찾기들.
알레 낭라파로도.
요. 그뭐 라산도 유모데 길루도 단된디데 그말에 내가요래. 신칼리고래. 라네 잡을지 로선티지 신칼리 신가 뭐 되네 네가 소말리고래. 로선티지 티. 때때때 get to do your mate do ma.
So those monks who hadn't received their ordination vows in Lhasa, wore the layman's clothes, and also, since the monastery owned fields, the monks were obliged to work in the fields for 3 years before they even took the novice vows.
So tell us about you. You went to the monastery at age 12, and then you would come home to help with work as needed and go back. So in 1 year's time, about how much time would you be living in the monastery and how much time at home?
gyala khonglo chupshi la ya gomba la pherwa inege chamcham ma nangla phe chamcham gomba la ya choydu gomba la phe chigyorwa logic na la pha chu thema khajus de phigiyore.
연예인은 다 지지지요래 되네 구두를 지요래 다때가 맞아天中在 되니 가쇼를이요 만실을이요 렌실을이요 딘지신다셔서
곰발라
딘지
다와 dwinge 말 탱마
말이 테마
So I think it's about 7 to 8 times that I went to the monastery in a year.
And would that be for like a month or a few days? What would be the amount of time?
탱마 doing gauge pigi yorwala gombala 탱마 re pedugane gur English sugre.
아르탄 토른 나래에서요. 연예인들 근데 때 나래니 이 통만을 가만 알았으면서요.
There are different times, like in the summer it was 1 month, but for the other gatherings it was 5 days or so.
And was this the monastery that took 3 days to get to? 3 days?
A day.
1 day, okay. It was the monastery that took 1 day.
Ale gyala phesa di tanda gomba di gyala napa zulungba ne nimachi gangza go do adirwa.
Nimachi tarimbo dai.
Digo dirwa go ba.
Ngor.
Yes, that is the monastery, right.
Gela, you had four brothers. How many sisters did you have?
Gyala la phobu shidwa la phomo pyo khazu na. Three.
Did you ever hear that your sisters wanted to become nuns? And if they did, was that possible?
Gyala gi bingya phomo sum yorwal. Phomo sum na ne ni ani chinyi thunge ge dinde yona phomo.
Ani goma yomada. Tanya batendani. Paili yomada.
There were no nunneries in my region.
So, how long does your life continue like this, where you're in the monastery, you come home, you go back? How many years does this situation continue?
Gyalagi samchileya gombala shu samsamla nalma phe dinde chene shu worwala. Di gyu ringlu lo manglu dinde chene shurwe.
Lo yentenga lo yesi deri tene tanu de gomba sette hinka mo leka lera tite te mas zumanyu.
Ale.
Tema chunje de ya chilogru mo tebo jo samare. Musen tate de leka limte de nieba tene dangya. Ta sigle ka sare na sigle ditazare sare. In a down day. They lost on Negoria. Malimon. That Colisi, the Tassaritari, that's the Ritangare, Sarumba Morea. Sarumba Motor, the Tates is like a cherry, teacher. Madame Sakatu, Maria than Roba, the Salmon, she got a lemon cherry.
Rumba Lana Cavanere.
Rumba anytime, Tonichi. Samasa Tonichi to the area, Yaka Tochi, Yanka Tochi did. And then Tumagar Tenderi.
I was 4 years in the monastery, and there were 3 years that one was obliged to work in the monastery's lands, but since I was partly a nomad, I didn't perform that obligation, whereas people coming from the lower plains, they were very hard working, and these people engaged in farming the land of the monastery.
So what happens after those 4 years in the monastery?
Anita lo shigi jela karichela.
I je de gelatine Wachalam to Jamus.
Karitsure.
Ngada chimbo yel tennis, ngada chimbo son, then the Ngogor Chenpo Chan to Glenina, then that are refused. Then at a Gumbo, that even the tenny Lama to ngada chimbo lera, ngada chimbo son, and Tangada Pinina, then a lingisur. That Gumba ten doesn't marry Gumatoria.
Then the Chinese classified the society into the leaders and the monasteries, and when the monasteries were destroyed, then I could not go back.
That
was in 1959.
And did you see the monastery being destroyed, or did you just hear about it?
I gomba torsa di gyalagi si na jiktheina.
Tirimatin lima tarimore. Levungo be gomata med tumba nyet med tayre. Mis taria lema. Goma meje be.
I heard about it, and it was those villages which were closer to the monastery, that destroyed the monastery and set it on fire. The temple was set on fire.
By those villagers that lived close to the monastery.
shooting balloon, that and then shooting balloon, then legit and the Kira. That isn't the reason.
Legit can't do good.
That's a good thing if one on at any shooting ball and in at any. That was that and jaggerated it.
And Jobuduya,
Oh, that even there, then it will link it for that. Cosapa, that the name you that read the paper and that common in the shoe.
Yes, they were the poor people who were appointed as leaders and paid and given titles, so they were possessed by the devils.
And given titles. And did they destroy the monastery that you had been going to completely? How damaged was it, and did you see that?
Ani gala number jo pesa ki gomba jiorwa ta di mimang tu ju ki meta tang cherwa ani ta meta tang du gane gomba de ta duglu su na gala si yudro jela
gomba Thomas
ale gomba
Thomas lazmi ta de chongsi ta de ruri de chong de monsieur ta be me mara de
this is where chang
de France ya
ale gala sis
chong thang be re de ro nyung a cha de ji nung ba de no ya chelo bu da nung ba de sa nung ba de le ngan ro te chi de na jin ro nyung sa ya.
Yes, I did pass by the monastery once and saw that just the walls were standing.
And was there any warning? I mean, did you happen to be home when that was happening? Did you know that was going to happen? You know, did you stay away from the monastery at that time?
Gela handa gomba me gyab chebe kabla rwala ta me gyab ke res tinde lavni gela number so nangla pha phe yoyina yan thudu nangla shupe ke kapchi la ya gomba
nang de ta te gomba pa mi tan da ma ya chen do gomba so ani me gomba le ka chi ni tan gar cha kha so yo tan ti ko jin gar kuma de chere ko de ni me de ta tan cha de
gomba me gyab tu gane rwala me gyab ya yimba ha khone gela number so nangla phe rwela
mari so je me de kuma ne tin do pan mat su mari
ale dingu ne ane cho
mari so ya ma ka ji mari
even earlier to the the burning the monastery, there were no prayer assemblies held, which was why we were living at home.
And why were there no ceremonies held?
Ani dinguns la ya ani chora chogo marwala gombala ya.
So many jamle ne Ngogor Chenpo Great de kan so yere teni chute de du jebase de teni ko de kachi pe mare se da ko de la de ne de che da Ngogor chi Ngogor de gore chi de lama ni ngwa motel.
Since the arrival of the Chinese, there were no prayer assemblies held because they considered a religion as poison, and then they were, ill-treating the lamas.
Deli chunga la de lama tende do trabayo deli chunga pinchi chunga tende la de.
Deli chunga yaru chenge tsenki.
Oh ya pinchi chunga deli chunga le deli shedan de lama le ya. Deli chunga le de no te yenda no ma no te deli chunga pinchi chunga le de
chaba changmala
oh chaba de chaba changmala de kalo ko ta ngare chari bidya chari thoa ta te bende de no te bende tende le de.
And they used to call the higher monk officials as junior Dalai Lama or junior pension Lama.
And did you ever see anything happen at the monastery when you actually were there before it was burned? Did you ever see the Chinese do anything?
Ta dingoy la yarwala kami le tudu gane ta gyala gomba nala sam phegi yorwa tudu gane
뭐마데 소주들이면 쓰려 말해.
La choju yudi phegi yorwa.
네.
Di kabla gyami gomba nala yung ane chik chebe den
이제
de
말해. 용쿠래. 용쿠래. 그러면 잠지고 말해. 담배 내지서 같은 pen 랭게 쪽문에 나타. 되니 파전에서 신호나 되니 추려리 된다 쭉 되니 상려리 된다 쭉 되니 되니 이제를 하려니 되니 삼바텐시에 되니 달리지 로들을 따바르시 되니 뭔세 뭐만 말해. 이게 맞아 봐. 아니 이게 좀 되니 지금 뭐 되니 대우디지매요.
Not many Chinese came to our region earlier because it was an isolated region, and only after the movement began, did officials start to come, and then they also began to live there.
What did you see when they began to live there?
Ani ta khali jelia ta gyami pembudinde lungba nal yungya gochu ani phakil ka she dever wala.
네.
Didu gyala kharisi so.
ter가 되니 다들 동보는 Ngogor Chenpo 동보 주디니 심바 슈퍼티는 가서 자마생 가다 피시
La.
자마생 가다 피시면서 동보 슈퍼티는 가서
When the classification first began, we were clubbed among the rich farmers, and later in the leadership holding post.
Your family was associated with the rich and the powerful of the community. And what happened to your family?
Ta agulagi nansa di ta lungbe nalya chuga ta te ji ngadak therim nalya chu rwala.
네. 나게 아코데 다 그여도 앞에 인티어를 되냐. 파다 상티어를 akçeye nereden de Ngogor Chenpo'nun Zokong Topchu.
Aku kembade.
Che.
So my father had two brothers, and the older uncle was then arrested by the Chinese and taken to prison.
Anything else happened to your family?
Ani gyalagi pala amala khari chunguyona dikabla.
They located outside the supporting there.
Ani
He jamada fe.
ngada na tsuni kharchena.
Ngada ne china. Sharlo monji de reji magu chijire na yo. Talo chul ha chiji chere jire.
Lhasa. So for a few years, when we were, associated as the rich farmers, it was okay. But then later, for 10 years, we were classified as the ngadak, into the leader's post.
And what happened to you then when you were classified among the leaders class?
당가단 테림날라 쪼니 로주스 샤르발라 엔디 로주기 투주라 카레카레 중요나
달려줘 가지 다지네 뭐도 요 말에 소나되니 자식아 맞은 신지 요지래 루니 대자장아 쯤에서 말에 괜히 tindiya dani na te ngadawa pi tindi tusi ra tati mari no mabu lumba no gare ni konsa ta sinra ndamenda shiri konsulta consular jitu ra
kela tanda gyaju tamba semjin gyaju tamba de kari yosunimbe
tenda tati jimus yo male
semjin kari re ya da dirwe
ya nda choma sen cheshime jili 자식아 맞이 신지요 디즈니요마
디시두가네 ngada lochu thamba sharwala dikable ya gyami gi gyala gi anda nangsa la khari cheyore
Then that since so much that troy.
On the Sumana.
Really.
Tada, Taya di Gajuche, any Ralu Chujanga Chiorwala. Don't you tell my
Egypt year. Look at Yamasama.
I don't tell my any ya Torwell.
And toward that, Ndrini guide. Yani, him was a guide. Then that you guide mother. Bar guide mother, Kachi guide mother. That then Yani and Ndrini refugee guys. They're on it.
Shembatama Torwa. So after being classified into the ngadak class, our animals were taken away. We had about 80 yak and deer, 10 to 15 sheep, 40 goats, cows and horses, and they took away all our animals and gave us 10 goats, 2 deer and 2 yak to do the plowing of the field.
What was your family's reaction to having these family possessions taken away in such a unfair way?
Ani da susugi susula yobe ta gyurwa semjen donzo and dinte any gami gi pa ongyu shene chodu gane en gyala gi nangmi choge karita ji gongyo na
Tekache da. Tekachi sen jere da. Mesti chende mere. Da trasana mere. Kosana mere. Tekache. Chende che. Mushana de
Migishine degoreslo.
Oh, they did it, Mr. Che. They said the shit was a say, Mare.
So what do? You know, we were helpless. We had to do whatever we were told to do. You know, even if we had to starve, we had to live there. Where do we go from there? Kobosna?
Shopusena, Yumali, Yotilda, Lochin, Yumali. That very then Chesum Cardo, Council, remember, then Chesila, and Tendat and the same, then it ended. Go, Shan, see, then that and the logo, then it's between the tender meat. Let it cause them go out of Kai, but then it teaches them about it, then see magic, the shield, like this. Some of them, good. Someone more there.
So we had to bend down to them, you know, almost prostrate to them and admit to whatever they told us that we had done, and because we were labeled with a cap.
And please just describe what you mean by
So we had to even admit to you know, revolting against the Chinese, and we were told, you know, the Chinese policy was such that, you know, if you admitted to your guilt, you would get a lenient leniency.
Can you describe what you mean by labeled with a cap? What does that mean?
Gela tanda ani shamu yosha yori sungswa shamu yolana kari lagi yori ta gemige
tangada rele tane ngada ya pin tangada rele ne na tini chuju hise sidu zendu hise la tane kile nguli ure tane jamel khati jasile da jame zade tumba no moti di kele ji me la tende the Shamu Shamu the kind of Shamu Time Mama, Shamu Pitan, Shamaya, and the constant Nimi was today.
You know, labeling with the cap meant that you were among the ngadak class, the leadership class, and they were said to be the ones who revolted against the Chinese, and it was to say that you had committed a crime.
Then it is, and Japan poor just let it. Japan to Mura, whom I turned them, Venezuela, Mure, Cocasu, sell that and that, meaning art and Japan, Jamal Tremuria. That Gola Tinda love your attention. That everything Mapo just learned, Map Japa Folder, Japan. They are checking Yimi that they tended in the
They were looking for crimes to accuse us of, and one of them was that, the people who were fleeing the Chinese from Degi and Koka area, and we were said to have, fed the bandits.
And did...
The pale Massa told there.
So these people could not stay in their villages, and they were, fleeing, and some of them were also killed on the way.
Did the people in your village really believe that your family was a criminal, or were they just doing that so they wouldn't have any repercussions?
Ta lungbe nangi mimang yorwala ta dunchuge ta chike gyala naba chonga ta ri nyema dukcha cheori tinde ta labia dirwa ta quran zule gyami gi kharina chik dukcha machiyo samni laki yorwa ngoma ta marwa
ta gam gado ye gado mama yemo yore teni masa de ta mari ta kha malor na cha ti khajune ri
So some of the people were forced to say, because of what the Chinese would do to them, while others perhaps they wanted to say so. But I would say, most of them did so because they were forced to do it.
And can you tell us, what was your experience? What happened to you in this situation? What did you do? What did you say? How were you feeling?
Ani thanda lochu lakange ta ngada chini kale nyangbe thuju jorwa kyala namba chonang mila shamu ko cherwal di thuju gi kabla ya an kyala khari nang shuyo na
ta chili dan shinkan dali shinka mili che ini shinka chimbo yo mari so mombo yo mari shinka sa ba le pe onsa de tenda pe tenda sia de mitsachi ta mumalo titin ta tin ila ya shinka yodilo triji dore so chere yodilo triji dore le amu tin pe so yana manchede de misil tiji tidare ta ben yundu tundu windu le ni ndrol ten minda manda tan ta ni ti dendre tin ta tombo le ti dongoni ta tombo le tochi ngochi tochi ti tochi ga ngochi ngo tochi nongchi injire ti ti ngo ya su ti jama jahale po ma ju ten tombo jama dinchu katoni zen ti ji mas ndo po ma ta dana lore pa teni ta lo ni hu nongchi de ndo teni tu ga ma jason
Jama.
Oh.
Te.
Oh, tu hayalen tobo. Chimbutin ngachire ya ta masal tishira. Tobo chimbore jama jare. Jama jare tobo ita de ya kia me. Tobo jama dinchu sa giden ta ya kire. Ta.
So
ta teni tidere. Ta jamle de ka sana fatyan sana. Quello cosa, per un po' io mi si lavora, già voi mi si lavora, te ne si mundo e. Ta o dentro delle dindu te le caro ti ramanda za te ma to te ni ta te ya te le ka je ba nyomboli khayera kinga nyomboli ni ten sai nyomboli ta te ni ya pomeli te ni lo ma ya te ni te nyo timbari ni to ka ngadak te che se giundi ora te di bane no mazol pong
la
mazol la te mazol ndo te pora te lo ma ya na lo ya ti lo gure sia ma di na sia ji ti lo te ka na sin na ndo ta te That Jamaton Rally, the Yami Mare. That there is Ludo, Pido, some much than Musil, Tim Musil, and don't take it.
Look the peg it.
No, the baby take around and more, they killer it, Ramada is treated good. Yeah. So it's a putas and cute is your thing. That whom I know the favor with the children. Tenda change of time married to keep the human jumbo matijore. Result the putas in Kini era. What's that to the Jabba era? The very trees give the teaching the team, they can do make it.
So, what else to do but to continue with the farming? And we were given a very small plot of land and a few number of animals. So we prepared new plots by, digging on the pastures. And then we were given taxes by the Chinese. And in 1960, the tax began for our family with 700 measures called gyama, and then gradually it increased year by year, and at last it became 5,000 measures of grain, 5,000 gyamas, and this was a very huge amount. It was beyond our means to pay such amount of grains as tax. And each bag contains about 100 gyamas, and one yak could not even carry that, and we were subjected to not just the grain taxes, but there were taxes on the animals. We had to pay a certain number of wool, and then butter and goat hair, you name it. They taxed us in every way, and you couldn't explain to them that we have had a bad harvest, because they just demand and say that we have to pay, whether we've had a good harvest or not.
When people were forced to try to give taxes that they didn't have, or money or goods, were they driven to desperation, and what did they do?
Ta susu la mebi yinege ani te shu stinde labrawala. Ta susu kan tat pe shanan tento yabu re mebi yinan tando te shu sigi yorwala gyami. Ta mimanzu wotu ni ta karichigi yona.
Ta kachi. Mama kachi de meria. Te tindi shedun. That kotu lore pan. Lo pena lo nishu chi nonche de le pena dene. Jaka malay te denda dene na te ta tung tan. Ta ka somal tish maria. Te ka kashi le ta je. Mense. Ta tung tan tindi. Momot in there, let it dig. You remember Mari? That the Laripal, Timber internationals. In Timber in Aldini, do not much was.
The Lonishu Nanglolia partner.
They lose the Tomoles, Tomo Jahalamas. Didn't you see him? Tomotivo. That a very body. Ah, Yundulina. That's my mother. Me jundulari. Tijani. Tene sundulani. Kunte tijere. Jilu ndhalani na. Ndhamayolani ta. Sajit pachin ta. Tijani pachin ndhalani. Untel kunte chesite. Tatende den ribasan. Ndo.
Ale shungju lange di terang re.
Angelo jede terang. Sundalam de no, Kitunguli. The Harlem that takes on that good is cherry. Never some meet and die.
So this huge measure of tax, grain tax, did not was not imposed in one year itself, but it gradually increased from 70 measures to 5,000 measures over a 20-year period. And of course, not all families were subjected to this tax, but there were few families who had to pay these several hundred measures of grains as tax. And then the Chinese divided the grains into 3 different divisions. First, there was the one called Shungdu, which means, the government grain. It means it is a full tax. And then secondly, there was the Congdu, which means grains which were paid a small amount of money, for which we received a small amount of money. And then there was a Dulha, which means the excess grains that were left over, and we were paid a little more money for the Dulha.
Okay. So, this is now in 1970, you're 31 years old. Is that when this is happening now, Gela?
Anda Gela ta nda che chimbu cheya ge thuju donju Gela khonglo sumju sochi gi chikdong gupya dunju nanglo la revela yan di jes la revela.
Ta dinchu ni. Dinchu no dinchu ta dinchu ni.
It was in the 70s.
In the 70s. And
what dinchu no na tene na jachi no le a til haje ni ta jachi kunu yi chilo mangum tene tene. Tene mata shama phira. Tene base loson da nga sangwa la phane da loson tion yo la dina. Da mata chare te. Te de ma.
Ale
te mata me zire.
Ale di chidong gupya khaju le na.
Jachi no le. Siji le jiro jachi no le sai. Tisi ya tion yi la dina ti mata mo de chas. Ta loson ni lire te lo chidi te na loson se ji mare di jama. Te ta chidi de jon chi mus da ngal le ni tan lo mo mo re sare. Lo ta pe lo nyu shu. Nyu sanga chi je te.
So then it was in the 1980s when this cap was removed from us. And then when this got removed, it meant that, we didn't have to pay any taxes. And that went for about 3 years. And then I don't know what happened, because it's about 25 years since I have left my...
Since you have left, I see. And how did you leave your area? How did that come about?
Ane gela lungba payu shani kandes pewinal.
Tama niku dahange.
Payuneya.
Payuneya Lhasa.
I left for a pilgrimage to Lhasa.
In what year was that?
The kadure chikdong gupya khajuzla
Kadina ta.
Ta geju nangla ta rwa
Na jasu nu le jaga le jasu kunu le ta go khain de ti jeti le de ma. Ta lo dinchu tenson le. Jaga nu lo nyu sanga le. Ta pchi ni kadire.
So I'm 73 years old, and I've been 25 years in India. So you please do the calculation.
Okay, so that would have been you would have been 48 when you were 48 years old. You left for India.
Did you gonna get a congressum just ship again, sir?
Oh, yeah, that's she
That's right. I was 48.
48. Gayla, before you left for India, were you just working? And before you went on the pilgrimage, were you working on the farm with your family? And who was left in your family, even after they removed it?
Can you just calculate which year it was? 1948. No, 40. Oh, he was 40.
In 1973. You went to India. No, date of leaving Tibet was 1988. You came to Tibet.
And
you've been in India 20. And you've been here 3. 63. So he was 63 because
그렇죠.
1963.
야 제디래.
just 잡드르샤. It was in 1987 that Gela came to India.
Okay, I thought he said 88. 1987 he came to India, and he's been here 25 years.
Right.
So we now say that then is 62. In 1962, he left for India from Tibet.
1987.
I mean in 1987.
87 he left plus.
Okay.
It's 2012.
2012, I see.
Ani Gela tha Miguel ya shube kabla rwala. Thanda ya ma thengela yagal chuma phengela phayile shude yorwa. Di kabla ya ani Gela shingle nang de chin shudwa. Ani nangmi susu yorela di kabla ya.
Nomi ta tombo phaman인데 요래. 악체는 요 말에다네 찬도라 티소들 시사 중사에 마마슬레 맞은 거는 악충하니 요래. 다들 중사래.
So at that time where my parents and the younger paternal uncle, the older uncle had been taken to Chamdo where he died.
And so that's who was alive, your younger paternal uncle. And what happened? You decided to go on pilgrimage to Lhasa, and did you go by yourself or with other people?
And Lhasa le nego peverwal nego pepdugane Gela Chenpo Peina ya ropa yana.
이번에 하잖아 호다나 가르나 되게 빨리 지에들 들려오네.
I was alone when I left for the pilgrimage. I went to Lhasa and I went to Mount Kailash and then came to India.
That is a very long way to go on your own.
Pe masi tharing burwa mi chikche po mashmebina.
다 리모레 되네. 참 뭐가 이제 지루해라. 배바 여여라. 배바 말고 뭐 여여라. 대리움시기 대치 장들이야.
So the policy was more lenient then, and there were many Tibetan vehicles which were buying.
And many.
The Chinese used to tell us, that His Holiness the Dalai Lama did not wish to go to India, but he was forced to do so by the Tibetan government officials. So they were trying to deceive us by telling us these things.
And before you left for your pilgrimage and came to India, were you practicing your prayers? Or were you just doing farm work? Were you trying to be a monk on your own, or were you just working as a lay person?
Gela aneko lama pengye la lungba la shu debe kabla roa ta shingle namni shu roa and di kabla ene susu nangchu des nangi yona nangba sangye ge chu ge ta khande ine ge nanglo yona
ka so ko den mas ka go ye mo shu ti cha so de ya den ka go ye den irun de la den hi ko de tin cha so de.
No, I used to practice secretly because there came a time when you could not even move your lips. If you did so, you were said to be, praying.
So how would you practice secretly?
And again, like it, you can't just nine be.
Then you watch and then, these mundas, and Lord, you attended special. You might recon and pesate.
I used to recite the mantras that I knew because I did not have any scriptures with me. If you owned a scripture, that was a big crime.
And were all the rosaries taken away from people or hidden? All.
아니 탱아든지 가르쳐.
제 말에 제 가요.
There were no rosaries.
제 텐데 미세요. 다 골티 다 가르가르티 냐디티 골티 텐데 냐디요. 제가 좀 가요.
You could not hold a rosary in your hands, and perhaps some people had them hidden somewhere.
Do you know if people tried to hide their religious images or statues or things like that? Did they try to hide them places?
미카시에기로와 gyala ta susu nalia kudan dinde yorwa bejadan dinde and dinde kashi beb dinde
bimmo요 콤바는데 현재바지 가래가래 베사는 다 베사피티 요지를 콤바이시든다 말이야 신도 모두 된데를 비시 요지를 다들 비시 제바요 대저 나도 쳐 다 쳐야
yes, there were many people who hid their religious items. Tibetan houses are made of wood. Perhaps they had many, niches where they could hide. But most of them were hidden among the rocks and in the forests.
And Gela, when you left Mount Kailash, what did you do after that?
아니 Gela diniya chenen 강름부치ela 페르와라. 아니 dine 가리남베.
강름부치ela dine 강름부치eli 야치지데. Kora 육세비 제 니마레 코라
니마직라 코라직
야 얘네 녀지 따바르 잡아 네네제 네메서 네 코레데 근데 육세비 제 테네 구모츠 차오니 니발리 살sen지야 테네 니발리 된 치료라 되네 테네 호텔 아주 많지요 아주 깨치지요
I spent a whole summer at Mount Kailash. I did 26 circumambulations of the mountain. And when winter set in, I moved to Nepal. At that time, I had many companions.
26 times around Mount Kailash?
Yes.
How long did that take?
Somebody pay was some payment to
Timbaden. Jam come to Chelengare. That is decent searching doors on Lemazo.
Ale pesha the So 13 circumambulations was a set, and I had done 2 sets. That's 26. And when I wanted to continue with the 3rd set of circumambulation, the Chinese were charging 60 Chinese currency for a circumambulation, so I could not do it.
What is
Sunday?
So Lake Mansarovar, I was able to circumambulate 3 times.
And what is the benefit of circumambulating?
Kora gyaba yina roala. Ani penyu kari yungres.
Ta pe Nekolani big come seria. Techile. Sendelo pe chama be.
So what do I say? We believe that if you circumambulate, it's good for this life as well as for your next birth.
How is it good?
Ani ta che dila yakpu lagita che jema yakpu yuya lagera. Te yakpu khande dawo gyala.
Te yakpu kade ne te shematini jite farolen ti lilen gorea. No jetu knulia ne tsada. Number ten seria. Yeah. And got it in Jamie attended a car because Romata and Royashi in drama then trosiri then same shiri then machine moyaline Mr. Tini Tindi Chitsa Mara, very that Tindi Chitsa number. Then Lea Bosina, Yamazombo, Magia Tene, Limas Pugle Maratinia, that long Nesson Hidria.
So we believe, that if you are good in this life, you'll have a better next life. And if you are not good in this life, then, you will go to hell because you've been a sinner. And whereas, the Chinese say, if you sow wheat, you reap wheat. So likewise, if a human dies, a human is reborn.
Okay. Gela, what do you think is the most important teaching of the Buddha for the next generation of Tibetans to practice?
다 낭바상게기 추여와 디 나네 아니 nganzu mirap saba jiorwa dilaya ni labia yakshu kharire
Da la yashi da da cha chila shire da da ko so lojo ni yore da lojo ya chana ni tenen nanchi Yonder Nanjin, that couldn't pay that. They hardly use matter. Then Nanjin Taichi, your the regiment said, you call it constant hell there. Because Lojo is in Chile, ye, she, Robasa, Chile, and they call. That indeed, then Lord. That doesn't tell she was good lieutenant sound here, and Lotta Gigesana. That sounds sure that now she did any. Now she's not that and take charge shares and anything. They said it on the woman sit Ichi, then the Ichi Chimogora. Ichi Mina. Had you married in Shijo married in Shimashi Chimera. Ichi got it in it and that. Some hako good there. Somebody how could make that most particular the lady, some teaching mean by around the chiller, then around patany takes out that chiller with that in gasin and in that. Oh, pay, depression and it. That is really that sounds teaching then load of the copper and mountains and take cover there. That's indeed the laws of textile, nothing hey,
So the most important thing for the younger generation to have is to, is the belief in the Buddha Dharma. And they have education, and His Holiness, teaches a lot about Buddha Dharma. So when they have education and intelligence, they're able to learn. But if there is no belief, then it's no use teaching, and they would not be able to learn. And even if they do, it's useless.
And what is the Buddha Dharma that you want them to believe in? What do you want them to believe?
아니 낭베 추엘라라 보고속이 예체 가르치고요나 예체 지고야 디다 낭베 추엘라 가리 예체 지고요래라 보고속이
다 이치 뭐체야 이치에서 제 말에 또 로즈 짠이에요. 되니 다 철로는 되니 군조 송도면 돼. 간다래 돼 군조 송은 되니 대바 시나 간다 우리 대바 마지나 간다 우리 다니니 대바 이거를 싸워 되니 다 치이거를 싸워 되니 대다랑 두드려 랑 두드려 심할 되려는 취도 다 나도 내야 파ዞ리나 되니 다파 근데 신는데 근데 마지는데 뭐 되니 친대진데 봐 용알라래네 때는 좋아 되는지면서 약간 얘나 치 요 말은 때는 좋아 마진지 리 마진잖아 다 매대를 잡으면서 치 근데 레드 때 돈이 레드네 돈이나 때는 때진데 좋아 레디오라 얘는 다 되는데 때는 봐 패기다고 좀 이제 다 무엇을 수다 근데 때 패기다 이거 좀 했잖아. 해기자지 할 거지랴. 무슨 무슨 개고 만데 또 생각부터 배시 이치 존도래. 이게 힘이요 말이 되니 개지도 어디는 로종요 말이 다 이치 시부지요. 되니 이치 정정 건데. 다 이치 좀 놓았잖아. 아니 뭐요 말에. 다랑 그다음에 희니나 되니 대가 털지. 때때 군이 때로선다. 때때 내가 해요야. 다 나한테 되니 파트리 군조선 다 대바 지나도 간다오를 마지네 간다오를 다 때부터 체크차 되니다. 로즈메야 요라.
So the children have education and they would be able to learn and observe, what is the result of believing in the triple gem and what if you don't believe in it, because basically everything pertains to yourself and or to your next life. And we, the adults, do not have the power of observation because we have no education. So ours is based on belief.
Okay. If you could talk to the Chinese people, what would you want to tell them about Tibet?
Gelagi gyamileya gejesheji kugap yobayina. Gyami sole gelagi karisungsare.
잠들 가서 다 치선도서 좀 해야 돼. 후막 잠들 다스 잠들 뭐 가가래 돼. 뭐 림때문에 요 말에 누만을 내잖아. 후막 때문에 다요 뭐래. 다 치선대로 쳐야 되니. 요잖아. 데이트티 일라 되네. 소마트 기타란데도 희지메 최고 되네. 다 뭐니 배 가가래 되니. 다섯 번도 갈 후만문인데 가가 언제도 여지래. 그래서 다섯 페이지 다섯도 잠 용기도 다 컨스데. 컨스코스데 일라디지래. 근데 때가 점들죠. on세시 주대.
So when it is a matter of, the matter between the power and the powerless, what is there to say, nowadays the set of people that are in China are a different set. And what is the use of saying anything to them?
What do you hope happens for Tibet?
That gyalagi gongchula roa rewala ta phela khari yungugi yorel.
The build the window the Pacasas the Temato then around you were then tatted and moved it. That's humanity. Put it in a Makundi tin Sunia in Chilago tin the tears and the upper yard that the rats and indeed the ladunina tell me chilok umit. The rat and the upper yard. The team, mamma, the tin ever yard soon the Tata didn't know the Matida. The tin ever soon.
What we need for Tibet is her freedom.
They didn't sense sound don't attend it in it. Ranse Maras and attended the rats and the Coslapare. The German jam Tanga jam the then the thing holy in that is a married couldn't soon the inside. I consider Madame 50 round and what around did the lesson soon.
His Holiness spoke about the middle way, and initially, I was hesitant because I thought, if we don't get our independence, we are still in the hands of the Chinese. But now I believe that His Holiness is right, and if they would give us the middle way, that would be good for us.
That, Gela, is a good wish maybe for us to end on. I want to thank you very much for this interview and for sharing your story and your experiences with us. We appreciate your contribution.
Ani gyala ta thanda gyala ge sungbana shi pyola rangje rana yapo sungbana shi de nganju ge rewa yu sungdu ani tharing gyala phene ani lugyu nganju lo sungbade la ya ni thuji che shugins.
Chiu pe tenda tenda de chen ndosu ton lekali thuji.
I wish to thank you for your working for the cause of Tibet.
Thank you very
Tuches.
예.